Hello. It says I'm live. I always like that affirmation I get every Sunday when I'm informed that I'm alive. I'm live, not alive. Well, that would be, I guess they couldn't say you're alive. It just says I'm live. So, hello out there in YouTube land and in the internets. And wow, I already lost a person. Wow. I haven't even started. So, since there's nobody here, I could talk to myself, which I do quite a lot, but I'm going to wait a couple of minutes and maybe I won't stream. That would be sad. And I know there's no lag because I am working directly straight line to YouTube and I have eliminated Ustream. StreamYard, not Ustream. StreamYard. I don't see anybody. I see 6 people and 1 thumbs up, but I don't see anybody in chat. Is everybody up in the balcony or in the backyard? I wonder if the... Hi, Safia. Phew, good to see you. Hi, Anina. Anina. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Anina. And Barbara's here. Okay. Oh, I'm feeling better. I mean, it's weird when you're sitting here and you see 9 people. And, but thank you for being here. Oh, I understand. Yeah, I know it's late. And it's Sunday. And you got to get everybody. Oh, you were in the backyard. I was just thinking that maybe instead of, they've done away with lurkers because lurkers is kind of a not a nice word. And then I don't know, did Janet Nash came? It's late where you are too, Anina. Did she come up with in the balcony? Or here's another one, backyard. I just came up with that right now. And Barbara literally was in the backyard. Hi, Mary Lou. I hope you... Hi, Alicia. I hope you're getting a little rest or respite from your ever-present lurking move. Hi, Janet. Good to see you. Good to see you. And there's Barbara, Chicken Pot Pie Society. And she's the one that came up with et al., which I'm so jealous that she came up with that because it's brilliant. Yes, and it always reminds me of research papers. And the birds are quiet at the moment. The other day on Wednesday, people in the stream could actually hear. Oh, Janet, oh, you're right. Gentle listeners. That's right. Yep. Well, who came up with balcony? The euphemism for lurkers, balcony. I wonder, could that have been Jersey Laura? I don't know. It's a good question. Histories of calling people who are there but not there. We have lurkers, gentle listeners, balcony. I just came up with backyard. Okay, well, I'm going to do my little reading, and I was going through, and I thought there was only, yes, perfect weather for painting out backstage. Ooh, I like that one. I like backstage. That's a good one. Yeah, I like backstage. That's anticipatory. You're all anticipating being backstage. Yeah, that's a good one. Very good, Mary Lou. So I've been going through this book, and I came across a couple that I just didn't want to read. Something about, and we've liked every single one. And I thought there were only a couple left, but there's more. There's about five left, maybe five or six. Uh, I was to the San Diego Zoo when I was like two and a half, and I don't remember it. My son has gone driven from Utah to San Diego to go to the zoo. From what I understand, it really is the zoo to end all zoos. And my youngest son actually collects going to zoos, if that makes any sense. He drives, wherever he drives, and a lot of times he drives from Utah to southwestern New York. Uh, and wherever he drives, he seeks out zoos and visits them. And he's been to probably 50 zoos, maybe even more across this country, big zoos, little zoos. We've even been to the zoo in Utica, New York, in between baseball games. So he literally collects visiting zoos. So here we go, the San Diego Zoo. San Diego Zoo has, I'm sorry, San Diego has a zoo and a wild animal park, the finest in the world, some say. There you go, Barb. Being a serious zoo fan, I once spent a day there. Zoos are great for adults. They take your mind off reality for a while. For example, did you ever look real close at a giraffe? A giraffe is unreal. If there is a heaven and I go there, don't bet heavy on either of those. But if, then I'm going to ask about giraffes. Just what was on God's mind? Little girl standing beside me at the zoo asked her mommy the question I had. What's it for? Mommy didn't know. Does a giraffe know what he's for, or care, or even think about his place in things? A giraffe has a black tongue 27 inches long and no vocal cords. A giraffe has nothing to say. He just goes on giraffing. Besides the giraffe, I saw a wombat, a duck-billed platypus, and an orangutan. Unreal. The orangutan looked just like my Uncle Woody. Uncle Woody was pretty unreal, too. He belonged in a zoo. That's what his wife said. And that makes me wonder what it would be like if samples of people were also in zoos. I was thinking about that last notion while watching the lions. A gentleman lion and six lady lions. Looks like a real nice life being in a zoo. The lions are so prolific that the zoo has had to place IUDs in each of the lionesses. So all the lions do is eat, sleep, scratch fleas, and have sex without consequences. The zoo provides food, lodging, medical care, old age security, and funeral expenses. Such a deal. We humans make a big thing about our being the only thinking, reflective critter and make proclamations like the unexemplified life is not worth living. The unexamined life is not worth living. But I look at the deal, the giraffes and the lions and the wombats and the duck-billed what's it have, and I think I could go for the unexamined life. If the zoo ever needs me, I'd give it a try. I certainly qualify as one of a kind endangered species, and examining my life sure gets to be a drag sometimes. Imagine you and your kids passing by a large, comfy cage, all littered with cigarette butts and cognac bottles and T-bone steak bones, and they are snoozing in the sun, old Fulgrim and six beautiful ladies piled up around him, and your kid points and says, "What's it for?" And you'd yawn and open one eye and say, "Who cares?" Like I say, zoos tend to take your mind off reality. The lion and the giraffe and the wombat and the rest do what they do and are what they are, and somehow manage to make it there in the cage, living the unexamined life. But to be human is to know and care and ask, to keep rattling the bars of the cage of existence, hollering, "What's it for?" at the stones and the stars and making prisons and palaces out of the echoing answers. That's what we do, and that's what we are. A zoo is a nicer place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. So, living in a zoo, the unexamined life. Oh, okay. A skywalk. Oh my gosh, 100 feet up in the redwoods. Oh, Barbara. Oh yes, I love the zoo. Yes, Dr. Seuss's zoo with M- McGurk. No, that's the circus. Yes, yes. And you have a polar bear exhibit. Okay. Oh, but you're okay. You're the polar bear capital of the world. How cool is this? It had a pet wombat and jumped off my dresser onto the bed to play. Hi, Gail. Yeah, how do you get up? Do you have to walk 100 feet up, or is there like I know this is a stupid question, but is there an elevator that takes you up? I mean, I think that's awesome. We have a zoo right. I have a zoo right here, literally 3 miles from my house, and it is a pretty great little zoo. Great that they get. They receive no tax money at all. This zoo is run on just donations and fundraisers. And I remember when the zoo was out on Route 192, and it was a very sad, pathetic little zoo. All the animals were in cages with concrete floors, and it was pretty pathetic. But then a guy by the name of Keith Winston took over running the zoo, and they bought hundreds, well, not hundreds, but lots of acreage here. And he has built this beautiful zoo, absolutely beautiful zoo. And they have a zip line, not a skywalk, but a zip line. And they have a beautiful giraffe exhibit. And it's so you can actually feed. Oh, you just got back from Mill. Okay, that's good. We're talking about zoos. So in the Brevard Zoo, you can actually feed the giraffes. It's the walkway is high up, so when the giraffes come up to be fed, you're literally eye to eye with the giraffes, which is really cool. And they just what did they just get? They just got another animal, a new animal. My son was telling me, but it's a pretty and they have the largest. Oh, what do you call the little guys that live under the they tunnel under the ground? I mean, the Animal Channel actually had like a little soap opera with them. Oh, and not gophers, prairie, not prairie dogs, but in that same, you have the, oh, okay, the Riverbank Zoo there lets you feed the giraffes. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Jan. Oh, meerkats. Yes, thank you, Janice. Hi, Janice. Meerkats. Yeah, they have a huge meerkat exhibit, and obviously no polar bears here in Florida. That would not. That would be just downright cruel. I don't think they have any bears. They've got a lot of various monkeys, and they have an aviary where you go in and feed the birds and stuff like that. And yeah, they're not very big at all. You're right, but they I could watch them for hours. And the other animal I could watch for hour are the otters. I love otters, and they have a nice otter exhibit here too. And and they have very large exhibits, and there are no animals are in on in enclosed with concrete floor, concrete floors. So this guy has done and they have a really very good medical facility there, and they like they're really he's done a remarkable job um, to build this zoo up and really make it what it is today with just donations and stuff. Ah, oh yes, they do. Yes, that's right. And they use rocks to open abalone shells. They are cute. Yes, yep, good stuff. Zoos are a wonderful place. They really are. Uh, where else would we get to see some of these animals? And of course, Disney's Animal Kingdom here in Orlando is Unbelievable. Hi, Awia. Uwia. I think I had it right last week. That doesn't mean I'm having it right this week, but welcome. The Disney's Animal Kingdom is pretty impressive. I mean, you go through on like a safari bus, and they have the animals grouped together in almost like, you know, the Great Plains. The animals that would live on the plains of Africa are cohabitating in the same area. So you'd have maybe the giraffes and the hippopotami together, and ha Hawaii. I pronounced it last week, and she said yes, I had it right. I got a thumbs up. Hawaii. It's a beautiful name. Yeah, they do. They do have crocodile and alligator zoos. I'm not so much a fan of the of reptiles. I'm not really a reptile fan, or snakes. They don't really. Yeah, I could leave them very easily. I could pretend that they don't exist. I tolerate my little lizards that live on my, live out in my backyard here. But yeah. Oh, okay. New grass carpet. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Like your turf, like astroturf for your balcony. Very cool. Well, today I'm going to work in the scavenger hunt book. I haven't been in here for a while. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Geckos. And actually, these lizards are much smaller than the geckos. Uh, Let me write red, because I'll forget. I forgot to write. I forgot to write red that we read the story about the cuckoo clock. So we're getting there. Okay. So I'm in a, obviously you can see I'm in a composition notebook, and I don't really like the line. So what I've decided I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue down magazine pages to cover the lines, and then just do the scavenger hunt thing on top of the magazine pages, and so be it. And if it goes together, cool. If it doesn't, I don't care. So I'm going to start with the this thing's going in and out. Let me make sure the autofocus. This thing has a mind of its own. I turn off autofocus every week, and you know what? It just turns itself right back on again. I'm good. It's a little bit. Let me move this up a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So I'm working on the fib art one, and this is fib art from a while ago. I don't have any. I think a lot of my fib art was in that journal. So what I'm gluing down, I'm going to glue down. This is a magazine page. Let's see. So, and I'm just going to glue that down, and then I'm going to do the fib art on top of it. And we're going to use the Doris glue. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. And there's big lizards in St. Thomas. Oh my God, I can't remember the name of them. They're big, and I remember my mom and I went down to St. Thomas to visit my younger brother, and we were like sitting outside, like in the like an outdoor dining area, right? And I looked like off to my right, and there was this gigantic lizard just hanging out on a rock, and it was huge. it wasn't a Komodo dragon, because those guys are like alligator size. He was just sitting there minding his own business. Yeah, yeah. Now you said caiman. Is there a lizard that lives in the Cayman Islands called a caiman? And of course, I don't know whether I screamed or not. I probably didn't scream, but my whatever reaction I had, my brother thought it was hysterical, as he would, because that's like that big lizard is like the little lizards here. My grandson, one of his earlier visits was fascinated by these lizards, and he was convinced that he could just go outside. Iguanas, thank you, Amp. That's it, iguanas. Yep. And Callum just thought he could go outside and just grab one of those lizards without any problem at all. And I said, Callum, you're not going to be able to get anywhere near it. Oh, I could. He was convinced that he could catch one. And so I said, well, go out and see if you can. Of course, he couldn't. And at that same visit, we had a little bunny. Yes, typical brother, absolutely. That same visit, we had a little bunny that hopped across the patio, and Callum saw that bunny, and he was going to catch that bunny, and he was going to hug it, and he was going to love it. And I said, honey, it would be very hard for you to catch the bunny. And he was convinced that he was going to catch that bunny. So they were here for a couple of days, and then we went up to Disney for a couple of days. But before I left, I put a carrot out on the patio for the bunny. And when we came back from Disney, the carrot was almost completely eaten. You can see where the bunny had eaten most of the carrot. Now here's something, and I don't know whether I cut this off, but they kind of signed it. This was the stamp exchange that Dee Dee had. We did like 10 different stamps, and then she mailed them all out. And it's funny because this person signed it Loyal Lurker. So I don't know, maybe the Loyal Lurker is here. I'm not sure, but I thought that's kind of funny. So most of these are from that stamp exchange. It's very pretty. So I'm just going to glue these down, right? And this is one from JL 2023. So this is Fibs art, not a stamp. So we'll glue this down. It's a Christmassy one. Nice. That's a nice Christmas tree. And the little caption says "Best Christmas Tree." And this is a beautiful one, and this is from none other than our Beth Schuler. Beth Schuler, November 2nd, 2023, handmade with love. So thank you, Beth, for that. And that's pretty. So we'll glue that down. And that's on photo paper. That's kind of pretty. I like that. I want to cover the lady. I don't want the lady. And speaking of lizards and dragons, here's a Dee Dee stamp. A Dee Dee Willingham. I love this design that she has, this style. It's so cool. Let's put that there. It's kind of like a Aztec-y kind of design. Yes, thumbs up would be awesome. And here's another one, and it just says, Ah, look, it's not focusing. It says, come on, focus. It says it's a special day, rough day. And that's a bunch of stamps. And I don't know who did it because it didn't sign it. And I'm in a lot of trouble with JR because the stuff that she bought at the auction, a lot of that stuff I didn't sign. So she really gave me. Thank you for giving me the finger. I appreciate that. And then here's another Dee Dee. I love this frog that she did. And I don't know that I want to stick that underneath that. So I'm just going to save that for another occasion. All right. So that's that page done. Okay. Moving right along, I can check off fib art. Okay. And look at this. Woo! Isn't that pretty? This came out of I'm pulling these magazine pages out of Vogue and I've got mail I've got mail I want to show you. Let me put this down. I've got some. You know what I subscribe to, and I'm really sorry. I spent the money. It's not that it's really super expensive as those art magazines go, but I got the first edition, and I'm kind of like, it's not really rock. It's not, and it's Daphne's Diary, and I not really. I don't know. There's not much in there. I mean, at least not for me, and it's kind of disappointed. Like I got the first, it, you know, magazine, edition of it, I guess several weeks ago, and I don't know. I could have lived without it. But those kind of magazines, you either, at least, you have to go to Barnes and Noble or a Books a Million to get those magazines, and the closest Barnes and Noble to me is with it's a haul, and it's a crappy drive. It's a drive that's got a lot of traffic lights, a lot of traffic, so it takes a good hour to get to the Barnes and Noble. So I never go. I mean, I love a good bookstore, but we have a Books a Million here, which I don't go to either, which is very close. But anyway, I was kind of disappointed. Is anybody here? I know you're all familiar with Daphne's Diary, but I was not. Yeah, it was okay. And it has eight, you know, 8 editions, I guess. And a lot of those magazines, like Somerset Studio, you get like 4. You don't get that many. I'm getting Somerset Studio. And now Daphne's Diary. And the one that I really like that came today, and I will show it to you as soon as I glue this page on. And it's called Collage Magazine, and I love it. It's a great magazine. And so I was very excited. And then one of the prompts is junk mail. So I got some. Yeah, well, it's not my style either, Barbara, and I don't know why I thought I, should subscribe to it. Oh, Joann's, that's the place. Yes, 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 yes. I guess they have arty magazines at Joann's. That would make sense. And my Joann's is in the same area where the Barnes and Noble is, so it's a lousy drive. I mean, you got to drive on 95. And then you get off 95, and then it's traffic light after traffic light. It's a section of Bavard that I never really go to because it's just not convenient. That's going to be a pretty page to craft. Yeah, it is expensive. Yes, but I do like the Somerset Studio. And I used to get the art journaling, just it's called art journaling, which is also produced, published by Art Studio. I mean Somerset Studio, and I like that too. I like but I stopped getting that. And I buy, every once in a while they have actual sales on back issues, and you can get back issues for as cheap as $1.99. And that stuff is, let's face it, that stuff is timeless. I mean, so I've got some that are were published 5 years ago, and the content, what they're doing in there is stuff that we're still doing today. So, hi, Colleen. Now, did you have? I'm confused. You either had your surgery Friday or you're having it tomorrow. Did you have it Friday or is it tomorrow? I couldn't remember. Oh, you had it Friday. Okay. All right. Okay. So it's behind you now. I hope it went well. And I hope you're not in too much pain. But you're here. And you see the doctor tomorrow post-op. Okay. All right. Okay. And then you'll be on the couch. See, there's another euphemism we can use. You'll be on the couch on Tuesday. We were talking about different expressions for people that are here but not here. Oh, good, good, good. Well, that's a plus. Whew. Not as bad. That's good. So we have there's another euphemism, on the couch. Because we call people that are here but not here, we call them lurkers. And then Janet Nash came up with gentle listeners, and then someone came up with in the balcony. I came up with in the backyard, but Barbara Clark was actually in her backyard walking her cat, and you're on the couch. So that's kind of funny. Oh, I've been cutting out pictures like crazy for the forest book. Oh boy. Yeah, and that's Janet Nash's, and that's so Janet Nash. It's so kind and gentle, like Janet Nash's. Yeah. All right. So on this page, I'm going to, since this page is so crazy, I am going to do a couple of Post-its with snarky expressions on it. And so that's one of the prompts is Post-its and snark. And I have a whole set of snark stamps. So I'm going to stamp snark expressions on Post-its, and then I'll call it done. I like to try to do more than one prompt on a page. I think the best I did last year was, I think I got 10 prompts on one page. Let's see, how about laugh till you leak, it just makes it funnier. I mean, these are old snarks. I like this one. Who left the bag of idiots open? That's always one of my favorites. So let's do that. We can do that. All right, I'll stamp some of those on there. It is. That's our Janet. That's our Janet. She is a sweet soul. I want to make sure I don't, well, it doesn't matter if I do it upside down. All right, here we go. I'm always impressed when people can just stamp, like, and then get a perfect stamp without using the thingy. Ah, there you go. There you go. Post it right there. Woo. I had a box of, there it is. I bought a box of Post-it notes for the auction, and I didn't use them. So look, let's go for different colors too. All right. How about that color? That's a pretty color. And a little mauve. Is that mauve? Would you consider that mauve? Is mauve a light? Yes, but this is kind of like a foam stamp because it's cushy, It's funny because Shelly and I were complaining about. I was using some of the Post-its to go through some of the orders, and they kept on falling off. And we were complaining about that the Post-its weren't as sticky as they used to be. I don't know what this one is. Well, that's right. Okay, left. What is this one? That's not. I can. Well, we'll find out. I don't know what that one is. We'll find out soon enough when we stamp it. And if we don't like it, I won't use it. How's that? That's easy enough. Okay, let's do this. Let's see. I can hardly wait to. I can hardly wait to regret this. Ha ha ha. That's a pretty color, isn't it? I like the color of the Post-it. That is really nice. Okay. Let's see. Put that one away. I didn't stamp that one on here. All right. These I stamped, right? But it's so blurry, I can't read it. So, oh, this is for me. All right, here's one just for me. I need to restamp those. Does anybody else keep their stamps in cassette cases? I saw that from somebody, and I thought that was a great idea, so I bought a whole bunch of cassette cases. So I have some of my stamps in cassette cases. Oh, stamping on the foam is, that does help a lot. But this pad, this thick pad of the Post-its, almost like upside down. Well, it wouldn't be me unless it was upside down, but it doesn't matter because I'll just put the Post-it upside down. How's that? Dinner is poured. Ha 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 ha. Let me make sure. Does everybody know the story about Post-its? How they came about? I love those type of stories. It's 3M, and 3M had like a suggestion box for its employees. No, that's not it. That's not what happened. The guy he was researching making some sticky stuff, and it was a total failure because it wasn't sticky enough. And that's how Post-its came about, because Post-its are sticky, but not super sticky. So it was like a happy accident. Photo boxes. Yes, those are nice too. Yeah. Photo boxes are really nice. Will that fit? Yes. And I've bought the plastic bags And I when I buy the Timmy stamps and they're in the big and they're still in the rubber, I mean in the red stuff, I notice that a lot of people take them out of that and store the stamps out of that. And I keep it, let's see, make sure I'm going the right way. I keep them in the all of the, you know, I guess the yellow stuff. Dinner is poured. I think this is right. I don't even know what this one says. It's a long one. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, they're cheap enough. I bought obviously on Amazon. All right, let's just say, if it doesn't make you feel fabulous, don't do it. Don't buy it. Don't keep it. All right. For all those shoppers out there, if it doesn't make you feel fabulous, that's good advice, right? Okay. That's a very colorful page, isn't it? I like the way that came out. Okay. That takes care of that. And the nice thing that, the nice thing that happened, which was a happy thing that I didn't know was going to happen. I'll show you in a second. Let me just put these away. So I've got enough Post-its to last me the rest of my life. But I'll have to come up with Post-it art. We can make little flowers out of them. I like that their packaging is just brown cardboard. I like the packaging. It's not overdone. All right. But this is what happened. This was what was really great was I have this is driving me crazy. I'm sure it's driving you crazy too. So let me do this. Adjustments. I can't find it now. I want to go out. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do that. Filters. No, I don't want filters. I'm sorry, guys. I want to zoom out. I don't see the zoom thing. Autofocus, low light. Let's see this. Ah, there. How's this? Nope. There. Okay, that's better. Wow, that was driving me crazy. Okay. That's better. I mean, I can come in a little bit. I can just move my camera down a little bit. Okay. So this is why this all worked out so well is I have a scrap box thingy, and this is one of the totes in the scrap box thing. And I didn't know when I bought this that these were going to fit in them like so. So that worked out really well. Ugh. I gotta stand up. Ugh. These is heavy. So that worked out really well. The fact that they fit in that container. Whoops. And they fit. I can't stop buying stamps. I guess I have a stamp. I just bought some more stamps the other day. I just got these. And they have a lot of text, and I got them for the numbers. And it's got a lot of canceled postal stuff, which I've got tons of those. So, but I really wanted the numbers. If I can open them. I can't. Let's see. Oh. Come on. Nope. Well, can't open it. Oh, come on. What the hell? No, why isn't that? Isn't that supposed to open there? Let's see. Where is that? Well, it's not important. There. Is that it? Oh, well, I know how to open it. Just there. So I've got text and receipts and canceled postage and numbers. And these were like, oh, hi, Devin. Oh, Devin, your stream with your husband, jelly plate printing, was just absolutely awesome. What a guy. You guys must be a great couple. I could just tell it. I mean, the way you interacted with you guys, oh my gosh, it was just, well, it sounded like you were having fun. And I was inspired, and I actually did some jelly plate printing too. I did too. And I kept both of them. And I've already glued them in my journal, but I was so inspired. And you guys were just so much fun. And you were a great teacher. You were a wonderful teacher. And this, when you have to, the best way to learn something is to teach it. And I found that true when all those years I taught. And a lot of times when you have to teach it, you don't realize how many steps there are to something that you do so often and so naturally. And then when you have to stop and break it down in steps for someone else to understand, it's pretty daunting, right? It's quite a feat. So let me show you quickly. This is some of my other pages I'm going to stick in one of the prompts is junk mail. So look at this junk mail I got. You remember last week, 2 weeks ago, I got what I thought was junk mail, and I almost threw it out. And when I opened it, inside was a $5 bill. And then a survey that I filled out, which I filled out and got a $20 gift certificate from Amazon. But this is what I got in the junk mail today or yesterday. And I got 8 cents. And it says, just throw me away. I'm used to it. Well, that's pretty clever. So I'm not going to throw you away. And I know it's for the animal fund, but this will be I'll do something with this for my junk mail thing. That's the junk mail. And here's some more junk mail. I get so much junk mail, it's ridiculous. This is to the Ann C. Lar family. So that means me and Lily, I guess. Oh, I'm sorry. Try going back out and coming back in, Angie, because sometimes that works. Anybody else buffering? And I'm going to show you this too. I get some really good junk mail too. Now this isn't junk mail. This is my collage. Oh, look at this. See, now this I can open. No Buffy there? Okay. I mean, this is serious. This is like what I consider artistic. This is serious collage. And I would love to go to that, right? Collage Festival in New Orleans. Whoa. This is a Canadian publication, Quebec. And they feature new artists. That's interesting. Oh, look at that. I like that. Look at those boxes. Look at that. Now that, when I look at that, you know who comes to mind? Arlene. Migrating forces. Yeah, I'm going to do something with my doll journal. I saw something where they do strips of paper as the body of the dress. See this? Yeah, Becky and I were doing. They did something where they used a. It was a whole year's worth of subscriptions to like a Vogue magazine, like all 12 issues, and they took something out of every page of all 12 magazines, and they did this massive a collage. Hi, Sherry. Yeah. And then they also usually have, oh, look at that. They have cutout pages. And you can cut out. That's interesting. Oh, look at these. Aren't those gorgeous? They almost look like, oh, look at, now that's, wow. I bet you there's some jelly plates in there. Oh, that's so cool. I like that too. And then they have artist portfolios. Some of these can, oh, wow. I like that. Oh, look how colorful that is. And that's just, I got some beautiful design pages from, hi, Renee. I got some beautiful papers from Safia, and I could see cutting these up and doing this kind of stuff with some of the papers that she sent me. And there's some stamps. Oh, look at this. Now that reminds me of Safia. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh. Oh, look at this one. Oh my gosh. There's some really good Hi, Pixie. There's some really cool collages out there. Franzilla, and there's another Honey. Honey. They do really neat when they use a lot of vintage magazines. And if you look at the vintage magazines, I love the ads, and I've got a couple of 1940-ish look magazines, and the ads are something. This is a magazine called Collage, a magazine about contemporary collages out of Canada. I subscribe to it, and it's just a little quirky. And then they have, these are from all over: Cork, Ireland, Weehawken, New Jersey, Brecht, Belgium, Warrenburg, Missouri, Nashville, Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Vienna, Austria. So they're from all around the world. Scarsdale, New York. I've got some that I've been thinking of submitting that I've done in the past. What's the worst thing that can happen? They can reject it, right? But And here's some 3D stuff. So that's issue 39. I love the way they spell collage. I love it. Okay. And I'm not going to bore you with AD, but that I got my AD today, Architectural Digest. Oh, this is Sophia. It's not Safia, but Sophia Vergara. She's from Modern Family, right? That was a funny show. That was a funny, funny show. And this is another one that I highly recommend. I highly recommend that you email Quest Royal Fine Art and request their catalogs, because they send out beautiful catalogs in the mail. Now, this is art that I would never be able to afford to buy. And this is the Hudson River School. And I'm not a real fan of the Hudson River School, honestly. But they actually, but these come out like once a month. Not this like, and they're gorgeous. I've actually cut them up and made cards out of them. I don't know whether that's legal or not. Thank you, Gail. Thanks for being here. But this doesn't, I mean, this does not appeal to me. It's just not my type of art. But this is the Hudson River. I mean, that's a very famous art school that did mostly landscapes around the Hudson River area. And I mean, $175,000, $95,000. So this is not one of my favorites, but if you email them and they will request their catalog, this thing, they will send it to you. I've been getting them for years. Mere pocket change thing. Yes, of course. Yes. Well, here's one for $235,000. I mean, I didn't pay that much for them. That's more than my house cost. But anyway, I don't know. I've talked about them a lot, and it's just www.questroyalfineart.com. I saw them first advertised in, well, I think the New Yorker magazine, and I emailed them, and I've been getting these publications. They actually come out with a hard bound one too, and I like this size. So I wouldn't call that junk mail. So anyway, let me look at my list to see what I want to do. I wrote down, I have a list of the things I wanted. Oh, I know. Let's see. Okay, I did the fib art. This is a little pad I made out of scrap paper and covered it with Timmy paper. And then, I got this is scrap paper. So we did the fib art, right? And we did the snark on Post-it. And, I have the monochromatic torn page here ready to go. So let me do that. Get that up. I have it all cut out. I just have to glue it down. So we can do that real quick. Oh, okay. This is the blue page. Yeah, that is a nice size. Just hang on one second. I'll show you another one that has art in it that I put I love a little bit better. This is another one of their publications. Isn't that gorgeous? See, this appeals to me more than the Hudson River School. I mean, I love this. This is so cool. The bridge. And this one here. This one's been for sale for a long time. Look at that. And there's this here. And this one, I love this one too. But I've cut these out and then just put them on cardstock and made a card out of them. So these are, but this is the kind of stuff you get from them for free. Look at this. I can almost see the moon. Can you almost see the moon, the side lighting from the moon in that painting? And this is Choose with Your Heart, Part 11. And I don't know where Part 1 through 10 are. But that's the kind of stuff that they send out on a regular basis. Yes. All right, so here's my monochromatic. And I chose blacks and grays. Whoops, oh dear. And one of the things is torn, so I tore some of these pages. And I had it all laid out, but I don't know. Probably won't put it down the way I had it laid out because it doesn't really matter. So this is 2 prompts, monochromatic and torn pages. And this, I'm happy with this this new glue stick I'm trying out. It's pretty sticky. Obviously, that's the quality you want in your glue stick. Doesn't smell good like the other. Okay, so this, I remember this goes here. And I do believe this goes here. And I'll have to put some glue here. And this goes down here. And I think this goes here. I'll have to put some glue down here. For the third time. I know, isn't that annoying? Oh my God. Is that not annoying? You know, I know. They want to know, and you have to confirm over and over again. And I guess it's because even with all of those confirmations and you having to confirm it, people still don't show up. I mean, I have the same problem with my haircut, my hair appointment. To confirm just a haircut. This is kind of not, it's kind of off a little bit. The color's off just a wee bit, but it's okay. And here's the torn. You can see where this is torn. Right? You can see where it's torn. So I'll just And then I was going to stick this right in the middle, but not upside down. No, that was upside down. There. There we go. Monochromatic. You just pretend you forgot the third one. Well, now here I can make an appointment, which is I can make an appointment to have blood work done, which is great. But I had to confirm I had an appointment to have blood work done at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Then I had another one saying, you can check in now. So I checked in, and where I gave them all the information, and then I don't think there was a third one, but I'm all checked in. And I made an appointment once before, and I don't know whether that really saved me any time. But the thing that I find very frustrating is it's really hard to find where you can make the appointment. So it took me forever to find that. All right, so we don't need these pieces. I think I had that piece there, but do we need that piece there? What the heck? I really don't like those trees. And that's from a really, really creepy, I'll show you the picture. It's a really creepy picture that's going to go in the forest book. Let me show you. I have it. I think I have it here. It is really creepo. Yeah, look at this. Isn't this cool? That came out of Vogue magazine. But I'm going to put her in the... Oh, are you buffering too? Huh. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a creepy mask. And it's and that's all you can see of the clothing. And again, it's but that's going in the forest book. And she's going in the forest book too. I'm a little model heavy in the forest book, but that's okay. I'm loving playing in the forest book. Okay, so that's another one down. Okay, we'll cross off monochromatic and torn. And we did Post-it note. And we did torn paper, right? And let's see. They have to use a paper bag, right? And I've got a paper bag that is coffee stained. And that's seriously, look at that. What a perfect coffee stain mark. Is that not gorgeous? It doesn't smell like coffee anymore. I have some coffee stained papers that I did, and they're still fresh. I mean, you can smell the coffee. So let's put this in. Let's turn the page here. Like so. And let's cover it with this. How's that? And this will go right on top of that. And so that, will it help if I turn off my phone? I don't know. That's a good question, Angie. Someone suggested going up um, where the little gear is somewhere, and then say it says it in 1280, knock it down to 720, and sometimes that might stop the buffering. That might work. I don't know what I'm broadcasting. I have no idea what I'm broadcasting in. I know on StreamYard, I'm broadcasting at 720 because I use the free version, and the free version is doesn't uh, doesn't allow you to broadcast in 1080 or whatever the higher one is. But this is the second Sunday in a row that I have used straight up just YouTube, and I haven't had any problems. Remember, I had those horrible problems 2 Sundays in a row, and I just basically decided I wasn't going to see if your nails are just the right length. I almost cut my nails, and I said, no, we have to cut them after the stream. But look at that, just the perfect. They're not that long, but sometimes I forget and I cut my nails before the stream, and then I'm trying to, separate things. Or let's see, can I get rid of I can get rid of the Ritz Carlton. Nothing against Ritz Carlton. I've never stayed at one. I think they're pretty high end hotel, right? The Ritz. Well, the Ritz. It's got the Ritz in the name. Putting on the Ritz. Stayed at the Waldorf Astoria once. Hi, Shannon. Sharon, and Pam. Hi, Pam. It was like a belated honeymoon, and we went to the Waldorf Astoria, and my husband at the time, he didn't have a credit card. I know. Now, this is a long time ago, but he didn't have a credit card, and we went to check in, and they wanted a credit card. He had made reservations and everything, and they wanted a credit card. And he said, well, I don't have one. And they kind of looked at him like he had two heads. Like, what do you mean you don't have a credit card? And they said, well, you're going to have to put, I don't remember. It was a couple of $100 down, deposit on the room. And they had to go get the manager because the guy behind the check-in counter at the Waldorf Astoria didn't know what to do with cash. So I always thought that was pretty interesting. And now, I don't have any cash. No, that's not true. I think I have $10 in my wallet. I tell you, I lost my credit card. Yeah, and I lost it at a Panera's, and I don't know whether I threw it out by accident, but as soon as I got home and I realized that I didn't have it, I froze the card, and then they issued me a new one. But the other thing, many of you know my saga in trying to reclaim unclaimed properties. And my deceased younger brother is part of that inheritance, and he left no will. So that means it has to go into something called probate here in Florida. And I guess everyone has I don't know whether Florida's the only one. I'm sure. And I got the form and everything. And then it looked like I had to get a lawyer, and contacted the lawyer that put my trust together. so I could avoid going it, so my kids would not have to go through probate. And the one lawyer said, well, it cost a minimum of $4,200. So Shelley, talking to Shelley and, bitching to her about it, she says, well, what county do you live in? And, she lives in North Carolina. She gets on, as we're talking, she types in probate lawyers, Brevard County, Florida. She says, well, here's a guy that'll do it for $9.95, starting at $9.95. Here's his phone number. Call him. So I called him. I talked to his person, secretary or whatever, paralegal, and she was good. I told her this. It's a very long, complicated story. Told her the whole thing. She repeated it back to me. She got it. She nailed it. She simplified it. And I said, yep, that's exactly what's going on here. She said, okay, he'll call you back. Well, that was a week ago Monday. Well, it'll be a week. And he never called me back. So at 4:30 this morning, yeah, it wasn't helpful. I was excited. And then, so at 4:30 this morning, I decided, you know what? Maybe I can do this without a lawyer. So I went on the Brevard County Courthouse website, probate, and there's a little button for probate and guardianship. And yes, I can do it without a lawyer. All I have to do, and I have the form, all I have to do is literally show up. I don't know whether, I couldn't find a place where I could make an appointment, but all I have to do is show up, show them my brother's death certificate. They want, the names, they want a notarized thing of his heirs. He has no heirs, he has no will. All I have to show up is with his death certificate and a copy of the receipt from the funeral parlor that cremated him. That I don't have. I have the authorization form for me authorizing them to cremate him, but I can call them, and that's all I need. Those are the only two pieces of information I need, and I can show up at the probate court, and that's it. And there is a filing fee for $348. That's a hell of a lot better than $1,000 to $4,000. And I figured, what else do I have but time? I have time. So I'm going to do it. Screw them. I'm going to call and cancel the appointment with my estate lawyer and say, and then if this other guy calls back, I'm just going to say, I got it. But isn't that awful? Minimum 42. I mean, that's just obscene. Absolutely obscene. But I'm going to do it. Well, some of the ladies in here know how I even found out. I got a letter from like a private investigative company out of Texas informing me that there were unclaimed funds in my mother's name, and that they would get it for me for 10%. And I thought to myself, I can do that. So I did that without giving them 10%. I figured it out. I got the forms. Now, it's taken forever. I started that whole process to get these unclaimed funds related to my mother's estate. My mother died in 2016. I started this whole process on July 13th, 2023. That's how long it's taken. It was the crematorium that made a mistake, but they want to try to fix the errors and reissue a new one. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry, Angie. I'm sorry. Yeah. They made a mistake. I mean, they shouldn't charge you $350. Well, that's ridiculous. That's awful. Well, my estate lawyer, right? He gets, I think it's $380 an hour broken up into tenths. And I get a free consultation. Well, hopefully, and I will keep you apprised of my journey. The only downside, going to the courthouse. Now, the courthouse is only about 3.5 miles from where I live, so it's easy to get to. But it's a huge complex, and I don't know where I'm going, and so that'll probably entail a lot of walking, which is not really, I don't do well. But I'll just take my time. I'll bring my cane and I'll act really old and helpless, and then maybe people will feel sorry for me and they'll help me. And the judge will take pity on me and he will issue the probate. So when the judge approves the stuff, then all I have to do is give him where I want the monies to be released to, and then I give them the account number, and then for the unclaims thing, and then they have authorization to release the money, and that should be it. Now I'm using this. This is my coffee stain paper bag, and I need candy wrappers. Yeah, but you probably have all that documentation. Well, to do this thing, to get this money, I had to, oh my God, talk about a buttload of, I had to fill out the form, but then I had to get, which makes sense. I had to send them my mom's death certificate, my two brothers' death certificates. I had to send them my brother-in-law's death certificate because he was named in my mother's trust as the person to carry out the trust if I were not able, even though he's not a beneficiary. He's named in the trust. Oh, I had to send them a copy of the trust, and but I had to produce his death certificate, even though he was not a beneficiary. Yes, there you go. I was thinking of doing that too. That's exactly what I thought I was going to do. But I was cleaning out some stuff today, and I came across this paper bag. I think you can, as long as I think they have to be notarized. I used to have just a living will, but you can get those, Janice, you can get those for free. There's some place will send you free living wills. Jesus, I had a bunch of them. If I knew where they were, I probably threw them out. I had about 3 or 4 just blank living wills, and I threw them out. I think I don't know where they are, but you can get those. I think you can get them for free. But as long as I think it has to, I don't know whether it has to be notarized or not. You got to have something, otherwise. All right. So it says candy wrappers. Carry, take to the bank. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you can't, but you're a notary. That's a handy thing to be. All right. So candy wrappers, I've got one. And I love the artwork on the Tootsie Pop. Can you see the artwork? I love and they're playing all different sports. They're running, they're biking, they're playing Cowboys and Indians, they're playing volleyball. And Goulet Pens, the the company that I buy my fountain pens from, that's part of their thing. When you buy a pen from them, you get a whole bunch of stuff, and including a Tootsie Roll Pop. And I try to save them and take them off. Well, the interesting thing is I came across, and I was going to use it as ephemera. I came across the original insurance policy that my dad took out that didn't become part of my estate. I have the original insurance policy. That's where this unclaimed money is coming from. And I almost used it as a piece of ephemera. I'm glad I didn't. Not that I needed it, you know. But it was worth the effort because it's a chunk of change. It's not. And I guess every state has it because I think Mary Lou said she's done that in Rhode Island, and it shows that there's some money for her too in various places. So there you go. So I've got, and if I get another candy wrapper, then I'll stick that on the page too. So this is 2, right? Done in the books. And let's do the smack and drag. Now I'm wondering if I use watercolors. Yes, I will treat myself to a candy bar or 2. All right, there's the pencil. Okay, let's cross this off. Use a paper bag. Did that. I always forget to draw my breakfast. Coffee stain. I got one big honker of a coffee stain. Candy wrappers. Okay. And the hidden message. I think I've told you what I'm going to do. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is what I'm going to do for my hidden message. Because I'm not going to fill up this whole 100-page composition notebook, right? Hi, Belinda. So I'm just going to do the pages as I, do them. And then I really should be working. I started working in the back because I didn't want it to get lopsided. But I should really start working this way. And then whatever I have left in the back, I'm just going to glue together and cut out a box. And in there, I will have my hidden message. Ooh. Oh, crispy. Ooh. You could draw that. Yes. Yeah. My breakfast is, well, I usually have, that's my pattern. This is my bubble wrap. This is a stencil that I made. And a border that's a stamp. It's a carved border on a stamp that I made. And this is a Post-it thing. And I want to do some Post-it stuff. So let's do a smack and drag. And maybe I can embellish one of the Post-it notes that I made the other day. And so it's getting really, bend it like so there. I know Janet, when she covered hers, she got a whole bunch of the things on her cover of her collage book. I mean, her scavenger book. And I've got a paper towel here. We're supposed to use a paper towel. And we're supposed to use watercolor. And I'm thinking maybe I can maybe do the watercolor splats on the paper towel. I mean, this is a piece of black construction paper that I was painting some papers on. And look how pretty that came out. And I was using this to cover this. And but let's do smack and drag. And I'm going to do smack and drag on, this is just a piece of a file folder that I found. I cleaned out what, how many, this was my version of a craft junk drawer. It's one of these totes in my craft box, right? And I can't believe the amount of stuff that came out of that drawer. And it's still full. But I found all sorts of stuff. All right, for my smack and drag, I'm going to use my oxide inks with a little splash of water because I think that's the easiest. Oh, quotes too. Oh, here's a good quote. I like this quote. Well, maybe I'll use that. Okay, let's see. What color do we want? How about wilted violet? What goes with violet? How about blue? Blue goes with violet, right? How about salty ocean? Maybe a little yellow. How about if I can get at it, how about twisted citron? All right, so we're just going to do, this is so easy, right? Just do a little this. And I'll do a little of this. Just call me Timmy. Ha 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 ha. And a little green. Get that on. I've had these for years, and it's amazing how these stay they stay juicy. They don't dry up at all. And I did the little Velcro thing that Timmy did, and I made a little. Yeah, I mean, they are pretty amazing. And I've got some water here, and I'm just gonna give them a spritz. I'm not a real good smack and dragger. I'm a smack and dauber, and I'm not really good at the dragging. So here we go. So I'm going to go like so, and I guess I'll drag. You ready? Whoop. It's pretty. Stupid. Well, what do you expect? The thing is filled with water. Come on. Jeez. It's a Dollar Tree thingy. No. Is it open? Oh, come on. Why aren't you cooperating? Nothing. Well, what? Oh, boy. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. Lordy, bagordy. Well, that's a bother, huh? I'm so sorry. I don't have... I usually have a little mister, like a Timmy mister. But I have no idea where that is. And... well, that's ridiculous. Okay, well, let's do this. How's that? Well, I'm sure that's true. But you saw me. I smacked and dragged. And now I'm going to smack and dab. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Ah. Yeah. I like this blue. I like this citron too. Put some more purple over here. How about some more blue over here? We'll drag that. And we'll drag this. There. Came out good. And I didn't, maybe I got a little mud here. Now, how about I clean up the mess with the paper towel? No, I don't like that. I mean, I don't mind that, but nah, I'm not gonna. I mean, I cleaned up that's fine, but I'm not going to use that. I'd rather splatter some watercolor on the paper towel. Okay. Now I have some others. You know what? Um, I can stick a quote on here. I've got a couple of quotes, and I can stick one. I have one that's a sticker, and I'm going to stick that on here. I've got some others I did. These are ones I found in that when I was going through the not drunk, junk. It's hard to say that. Junk drawer. And these were like smack and drags. And then these are splatters of ink. And this was part of the sea urchin, a drunk, yeah. Well, it's easier to say drunk drawer than it is junk drawer. Uh, this is part of, oh my God. Hi, Chris. I'm trying to spit this out. Yeah, that's where we keep the boozes in the drunk drawer. Yes, the Tito's drunk drawer. Yes. I have the, oh my God, sea urchin stencil from P&M Studios, right? Art Studios, which they graciously gave to me to use. And I used it in a way that was not a jelly print. They wanted, because they know. So this was the insides of the sea urchin. And I guess I traced that. That was a hard thing to get out, to tell you about. Jeez, that was a hard little story to share with you guys. Okay. Um, okay. So here's a stamp, a sticker that I made. Of course, you can't see it because of the Xylon machine, but it says technology completes art, and then it says art inspires technology. So why don't we just, it's dry enough. Stick these on here. Oh, and another thing is you have to use stickers. So I have a sticker, a quote, and a smack and drag. How about them apples? My ex-husband, he had a student And all he ever said was, "How about them apples?" And I wonder where that Hi, Beth. I used some of your fib art in my scavenger hunt. So let's do, whoops. Okay. I got to peel this. And I need to cut that because we don't want to read that upside down. So we'll cut that. And like so. No. Okay, let me do this. I want to do. Okay. Whoops, I didn't really want that to go there. I want to do a thingy around the side of that. Okay. Yeah, let's do. That's not really. I need to, I guess, put some ink in this. I probably should have used black, but that's okay. All right, let's stick this here. I'll have to glue that down. And this one here. So how are things up in the New Smyrna area of Florida? You enjoying this beautiful weather that we've been having? I'm not ready for the hot weather yet, though. It's coming, though. I just love having the doors open and the windows open and listening to the birds. I mean, the birds were really having a yakking away on Wednesday. And as soon as I got out the Merlin app, it's like they knew. And it was like someone just turned them off. All right. Looky there. Somewhat inspired. You know what? I should go around this. Let me glue this down. Let's do this. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I mean, I've been gluing down, some big pieces of magazine, and I'm just going to do, let's go around here too. Are we doing on time? Yeah, we're doing on time. All right. It's amazing with this little, when you do this, you ink the edges of something. I mean, it really makes, at least in my opinion, it really makes a difference. It's a little thing that you can do that really makes things stick out a little bit better. I mean, subtle, but strong. Weak. Stick these. I'll stick them over here. Okay. Put this over here. Throw out that spray bottle. And let's do this. And I think these pages are all full. Okay, my monsters, my swatch happened to be a napkin. How did I look out with a swatch napkin? Let's see. Oh my gosh, Chris, that's crazy. 32 to 80? What? I didn't realize. I mean, I knew you were in Canada. I didn't know you were in Alberta. That's where a Canadian Carol is. She's in, I guess she's in Calgary. All right. So we're going this way, right? I just did this because I just did it just because. All right. So I need another magazine page. How about this? And I'll cover that. This will go here. Like so. How does that look? I think that looks pretty cool. Oh, didn't you have? Oh, you did too? Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think I'll do, because let me just go like my just do this. Actually, just do this. Yeah, do that. Yeah, that's crazy. 7 a.m. Now, are you in a higher elevation, Chris? I know Mexico City's pretty high up, isn't it? Elevation wise. Oh, I got that pretty good. All right, let's just slap down some glue. Oh, wow. It's amazing what you can do with scraps of fabric. I have lots of scraps of fabric, and I just like sewing them together on my sewing machine that I almost made screwed up because I was sewing through some carpet tape, and I was very fortunate that I didn't literally gum up the works. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Slow down there. I'm happy. I'm kind of happy using this idea of just taking random magazine pages just to cover the stark white of the composition. Kind of a little different. I'm happy with that. I is. Look how nicely that glue, okay. Now this is a little, well, we'll see. We'll really put it to a test because this is heavy stuff. So we'll see how well this does. We'll put Doris to the test and see how well it handles something heavier. Mm-hmm. This is a whole lot cheaper than Uhu. And Elmer's Extreme. I would love to know the story of Elmer's Extreme and why all of a sudden that became so precious. I would love to know the reasons for that. Okay. All right. It's sticking. Hi, Sandra. So nice to see you. All right. Well, I don't think that's going anywhere. I think that's stuck down good enough. You get all this stuff here. Ugh. Well, that's another 2 down. I got a lot done. I mean, okay. We got stickers. These count as stickers, right? And this is the problem, not doing them in order. Then you can't find, use bubble on finger, where's the Smack and Dragon? Ink and paint drops. These are ink and paint drops. That's ink and paint drops. So that, okay. Oh, there's Smack and Dragon. Okay, Smack and Dragon. Look at that. How many times? Oh, Fibs art. Oh my God, I've got a whole bunch of Fibs art. I've got a whole page of Fibs art. How many times? Oh, and a quote. This is the quote. Ooh, and I got some other quotes too. How many times do you go through this and say, I got that, I got that, I got that, I got that, and then you don't do it, even though you know you got it. Paint scrapings. I don't know whether I have enough time for that. Let's see. Unused product. Use a paper towel. Something out of the trash. Oh, that I do have something out of the trash. No, that was going to be junk mail. But junk mail. If I took it out of the. Oh, that's great, Devin. That's perfect. Yoland. I'm sorry, Yoland. I think that's great. Super. Repurpose your art. Well, is this count as repurposing it, using it, taking this art and then putting it in the scavenger hunt? Does that count as a repurpose? Okay. I think this is what we'll do. I think this is a really odd one. It's something medical. I think that's odd. And this is another thing. I have a whole stack of real live prescriptions, and I copied them. boy, I copied them and they're gone. I can't find the originals, so I'm going to use the copies, which is ridiculous. Oh, this is just give me 1 second, because this is a journal in my mind, which is a scary place for it to hang out. I got this book, and there was some talk show, and they were talking about this book, and of course I had to get it. Oh my God. This is a journal waiting to happen. A brief history of the worst ways to cure everything. And the guy says, delightful, disturbing, and delightfully disturbing. And I mean, this is unbelievable. And it's true stories of, the different medical procedures. And that expression, blowing smoke up your ass? Well, they used to blow smoke up people's asses for some medical condition. And I don't know, I don't think there's there is. Oh, maybe I can find, what I'm doing, looking at the time here. Smoke. Stomach ailments. No. Let's see, smoke, sleep, sickness, skulls, smelling salts. No. I thought maybe it'd be under smoke, but I remember reading that. But I'm thinking this would be a fun journal. What do you think? It's pretty gross, though. Quackery. If you want some disturbing reading, this is the book. And there's a lot of apothecary, weird kind of graphics. Let's see. Appointment card. Oh, Beth, is that Beth? Is that what Beth said? RX label. Yeah. Yep. That's true. I never thought. Beth, gosh, so glad you stopped by. I got to write these down. Of course, look at all the medical. Oh my God, all those drug ads and magazines that are usually 2 pages long. That's what I'm gonna. Ooh, Band-Aid. But I'm gonna take those 2-page drug ads and use those to cover the page that I'm gonna put these on. Beth, brilliant. I'm not gonna tear that book apart. Yes. Oh, Beth. I'm gonna write down Beth's ideas for medical stuff. Drug ads. Oh God. Hearing aids. Woo! Thank you, Beth. Thank you so much. Perfect. Band-Aid. Yes. I never see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Appointment cards. I just threw mine out because you don't really need them anymore because they remind you, right, Becky, that we'll send you a confirmation thing, 3 confirmation things to make sure you're going to be at your appointment. So you really don't know. Yes. I mean, you don't normally see those ads in Vogue and in Architectural Digest, but they're double-page ads for sure. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Beth. Brilliant. All right. Well, there you go. And if it's in the trash, then you're doing something. Eye drop stains. Yes. Mercurochrome iron. Yeah. Oh my God! In my 1945 Look magazines, oh my God, there's a whole bunch of ads. Now, but if I throw this out and then take it out of the garbage, then that's junk mail and something out of the trash, and I've got 8 cents to boot. Well, I've got to go, folks, and thank you. No rules, right? Thank you, Beth. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll see you out on the internets. And thanks for keeping me company and giving me great ideas for my scavenger hunt. So have a good week. If you can't be good, be careful and be interesting. Bye.